I have a string of some relatively interesting deck profiles for you guys. Some of these are lists that I've had sitting around for a little bit, so we're going to get these out to the community. That way you guys can see what's going on with this. So the first list is a 6 Samurai FTK list. This was sent in to me. It said, hey, I'm experimenting around with these ratios. Kind of curious to know what your take on this is, Robbie. So first up, I automatically see 60 cards. I'm like, how consistent can we actually get with this FTK in a 60 card variant? And remember, the whole deck, revolves around Tomb Cannon Soldier and the loop presented with Shinai and Mizuho for the infinite respamming for these. So, we have one copy of Armageddon Knight for dumping capabilities, triple copies of the Freak Butter Spy to be able to combo up for our beautiful Isolde, triple copies of Destiny Hero Malicious Reno, one copy of Inishi the Shien's Chancellor, triple copies of Grandmaster. I'm so fearful of the day where I would open up triple of these in a deck like this. Triple copies of Junk Forward Man, triple copies of Kizan, triple copies of Mizuho, and triple copies of Shinai. Alright, I'm digging like the spam capabilities of this deck. And then we have triple copies of Miranda Captain. The amount of starters I see here just to be able to resolve and get to stick the Isolde definitely looks really good on paper. We have triple copies of Neospatian Connector. We have one copy of Aqualad, only one copy of the Bad Fuma, and then we have the one copy of Cannon Soldier. Alright. Spells, we have one Broken Bamboo Sword, triple copies of Cursed Bamboo Sword, one DDR, one Phoenix Blade, one Gateway of the Six, triple copies of Golden Bamboo Sword, one Living Fossil, one Monster Reborn, one Rhoda, triple copies of Shien's Dojo, triple copies of Shien's Smoke Signal, one Eagle Booster, one Hornet Drones, triple copies of Engage, triple copies of Toon-Table Context, and one copy of World Legacy Succession. Then down here in the extra deck we have one Kagari, triple Saruja, one Unicorn, one Phoenix, and one Cerberus, two copies of Isolde, two Tales of the Noble Knights, one Boral Sword, one Borreload, triple copies of Battle Shogun, and one copy of the Barricade Borg Blocker. Wrapping up 6 Samurai FTK. Not bad. I will say that it's different. Seeing different takes to this deck, especially when players like to experiment around with interesting ratios and things like that. Looking at this, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I would have really went with a 60 card approach with this. I get like 60 cards gives you more leeway to experiment around with crazier card interactions, but really, is it that good though? I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Next up is some love to my boy Kerry out here. He's from Rivals. He does relatively well with this. He's been having a lot of success with this locally. And Kerry sent this in and was like, "Hey Robbie, I did relatively well until I met the Ash King this weekend." I'm like, "Oh man, Kerry, like, why?" So this is for one of my local players. This is Kerry's nice little bubble list for Phantasm Spiral. So we have triple copies of Megalo Masher X. That's your monster lineup. We have triple copies of Carnage Demise, one copy of Foolish Bro Goods, along with triple copies of Fossil Dig, triple copies of Pacifist the Phantom CD, and then we have two Duality and one Terraforming. Then we have two copies of Compulsory Evacuation Device, two copies of Infinite Impermanence, one copy of Lost Wind, one Macrocosmo, one Metaverse, triple copies of Spiral Battle, one Spiral Power, triple copies of Stealth Sea Attack. This card is so good, literally. Like, it's absolutely amazing to me how much power that we get out of this thing. We have one Skill Drain, triple copies of Solemn Judgment, two copies of Solemn Strike, two Storming Mirror Force, and two copies of There Can Only Be One. Down in the extra deck, you get space to fill in whatever. Kerry said that he got everything that was important included. He's like, he didn't have extravs or things like that, so there really wasn't much of a need to kind of fill in the void. So we have one Phoenix and one Cerberus, one Berserker, one Tornado Dragon, one Utopia the Lightning, one Utopia, one Gagaga Cowboy, one Logia, and one Dolka, one Abyss Dweller, and then we have one Mega Fleet and one Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Side deck here we have two Pankratops, two Inspector Border, 2 Sphere Mode, 2 Cosmic Cyclone, 2 System Down, 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance, and triple copies of Evenly Matched, wrapping up Mr. Carry the Gods deck profile. Outside of that, I mean, yeah, it's standard pacifist. You don't get a lot of leeway with this deck. I mean, like, you do. There are really cool things you can do, but, like, at the end of the day, you still, unfortunately, struggle with the same stuff that you normally would out there, and you're a slow-paced stun deck, and, you know, if you hit the little bump in the road, well, you might go flying, as they say. Alright, next up, I have another salad list that found its way into my inbox. Now, I've been seeing a lot of success with Salad from quite a lot of players, and I do think that really, you know, going forward, this deck is probably going to get a little bit better. We'll have to wait and see for the most part, but let's kind of dig on into this. So we have 1 Gazelle, triple copies of Salamangreat Foxy. Then we have 1 Lady Debug, 1 Falco, 1 Fowl, 1 Sea Archiver, triple Spinny, 1 Jack Jaguar, 2 Flame Buffalero, 2 Effect Veiler, 2 DD Crow, 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, and triple copies of Ash Blossom Enjoy Spring. Pretty standard for what I would expect. Then we have triple copies of Signet Mining, 1 Salamangreat Sanctuary, 2 copies of Will of the Salamangreat, 1 Salamangreat Circle, triple copies of Called by the Grave, 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, 1 Fusion of Fire, 1 Roar, 1 Rage, and triple copies of Infinite Impermanence, wrapping up the main deck here. Extra deck, then we have 1 Salamangreat Violet Chimera, triple copies of Sunlight Wolf, 2 copies of Heatleo, triple copies of Balinix, 2 copies of Mirage Stalio, 1 Borreload. Then we have, of course, 1 Hida, 1 Nightmare, and 1 Abyss Dweller. Side deck here we have triple copies of Nibiru, the Mr. Primal Being, triple Lancia, 1 Scythe, triple Sanctum, 1 Imperial Order, 2 Evenly Matched, and 2 copies of Twin Twister, wrapping up the Salad list. Outside of that, Salad is still going to be a standard contender for quite some time to come. I'm very interested in seeing what players are going to bring to the table with this deck once, you know, April rolls around here and we see this deck undergo its next formal evolution, because making Mirage Stalio first is really good. You guys would be surprised at how nuts it actually can be. In the last list here, we have a nice little Pendulum list that was sent on in, and, well, guys, I believe this was Marco's list. So, for Pendulums, guys, you know you love this deck, right? Like, it's still really good, right? So we have 2 copies of Curtain Raiser, of course. 1 copy of Aether, the Evil Empowering Being. Triple copies of Chronograph Sorcerer. 1 copy of Destrudo. Triple copies of Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic. 2 copies of Magister. 2 copies of Mystical Beast Jackal King himself. We have triple Master Cerberus, 1 Reflection of Endymion, triple Servant of Endymion, 1 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, 2 Supreme King Darkworm, 1 Gate Zero, and 1 Time Gazer. Alright. Spells, we have triple Allure of Darkness, 1 Dragon Ravine, 1 Foolish Barrel, triple Into the Void, triple Pot of Desires, triple Spellbook Power Mastery, 1 Spellbook of Knowledge, 1 Spellbook of Secrets, and 1 copy of Upstart Goblin. Ooh, pretty. Down here in the extra deck, we have 1 Triple Burst Dragon, 1 Heavenly Spheres, 1 Electromite, 1 LP, 1 Romulus, 1 Boral Sword, and 1 Borreload, 1 Beat Cup, 1 Grave Dragon, 1 Absolute Dragon, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Tempest Magician, 1 Shooting Riser, 1 FA Dawn Dragster, and 1 copy of the Odd Dice Vortex Dragon himself. Side deck here, we have triple Lancia, triple Denko Sekka, triple Dark Ruler No More, triple Evenly Matched, and triple copies of Red Reboot, wrapping up your chunk of deck profiles, ladies and gentlemen. So, guys, what do you think about everything coming out of these events? I know over the next couple of months, things are going to be a little bit, like, wishy-washy for people just wanting to see Master Rule 4.5, seeing, you know, more decks in these other formats. But we do have to stay grounded in today's current metagame, because there's going to be a lot going on. So I'll try to find middle ground for the medium for this, because there is going to be a lot of interesting things to come. So, guys, once again, please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think about these decks, And well, I hope that you guys have a good holiday weekend. Spend time with your family, and just overall have a good time. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never truly ends. Thank you, patrons, for helping support the channel. Without you guys, I don't know if I'd still be doing this. And for those of you that like Cardfight Vanguard, FanCool40 is here for all your content needs. And those of you asking if I sell cards, mcoolgames.com for all your trading card game needs. Check the description for more interesting info. Thanks for watching, guys.